Oh, I've been kicked out of the lobby. Can you chuck me an invite, please? Thanking you.
So, are we live or?
Just checking. I'm just waiting for Twitch to load up. Yeah, we are. We are in business. Hello, everyone. Welcome to, well, the very anticipated, very much anticipated end of season award stream. I'm joined by my regular end of season host, Mr. Sotia Clock, and our new third wheel, shall we call him?
Spare part.
SLR Steve-O. Good evening, gents.
Hello.
How are we?
Good, looking forward to this.
Yeah, definitely.
Should be good.
Very much looking forward to this. We've got a little bit of a driving going on in the background. Hopefully that won't be taking the centre stage tonight. We'll see. Depends probably what award we're on. But we'll see. Right, I think we're going to jump straight into it, aren't we, boys? We've obviously now completed our fourth not our full season as such, but our fourth season in the history of SLR. And looking back at it, it was unbelievable, really. I think from a league owner perspective, obviously you can see how much the league actually grew in quite a short space of time, really.
Absolutely.
But generally, just if you compare the current season, or the season just gone, sorry, to seasons in the past, obviously remember when we finished season 3, I mean, it's the way any good sort of institution or league, whatever you want to call it, should work. But the latest season should be the best season. I remember us saying it after season 3, that was our best season yet, and it probably it would have been our best season yet. But I think from our perspective, really, if we compare where we are now in comparison to where we finished the end of season 3, what, about 6 months ago or so now, something around that.
Yeah, it would have been.
Yeah. The league has developed a massive amount. We've got a lot more drivers. We've obviously got our brand new division, SLR Elite, coming in. Not tomorrow, next season. That's obviously going to result in a lot of changes in terms of timings, with the Division 2 time being moved to 6 PM on the Saturday. Some drivers will be moved around, so some guys who've been in Division 2 previously might either be staying in Div 2, just racing at a different time, or you could have some guys moving up to Division 1. I mean, some guys, actually, the likes of Beast, who we will be speaking to later on in the party, is actually going to be moving up from Division 2 to SLR Elite after winning the championship. So we've got that to look forward to. But yeah, generally from me, obviously it'll be good to get perspective of the other twos, considering they're both LOs. But from my perspective, obviously we've seen Steve-O take up the role as a league owner within this season. Yeah, that's never been considered before. So, obviously congratulations to Steve-O on taking up that role. He's a very loved and well-respected member of our community, and he's a very, 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 very valuable member to our league admin team. Jamham's been disqualified, sorry, just to quickly point that out. That's quite funny. But yeah, we will. I'll hand over to Steve-O and Clock just to kind of get their perspectives on the end of the season, or the whole season.
Do you want to go Clock or shall I?
Well, honestly, I don't know where to start. Really, it's been something very different compared to all other seasons, even though it's the same. If that makes any sense at all. Those who have been here probably know what I mean. Those who are new probably don't, because I guess they are used to what we have now, but we definitely haven't had this forever. But we're not here to talk about the past. It's about season 4 now, isn't it? And I think it was an amazing season. Since I'm a bit time short, I haven't been able to watch as much, but I think I know a fair bit of Div 2, but we have Steve here with the Div 3 knowledge, and also he's been watching a lot of races, I think, and Rangi as well.
Trying
So,
to, yeah.
I think
Always
it's gonna
good.
be, I think it's gonna be great. This. Yeah, I don't really know what to
Go on,
say.
Steve-o.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you've summed it up
No,
well.
no. Well, I just well, thanks for that warm welcome. No, it's been great. I think the standard. I mean, you said about the fact that the league's got bigger and everything, and that's great. But the standard, I think the standard of driving, the standard of fairness. You know, I don't know about the student. I know in Div 3 we've had a lot less kind of people being, you know, being clipped and being sent into the stewards and stuff. So I think the standards got better. I think all in all, yeah, it's just the league's just improved season on season. I mean, I've been here from day one. I've been an LO or even admin in season 1 and 2, but yeah, I've been here from day one, and it's unrecognisable to how we started. So no, brilliant. Long may it continue. Really.
Very much so. I think the creation, obviously, the new division really is the perfect sign as to how far the league's come within such a short space of time. But obviously, there's several other ways that we can look at it if we wish. I mean, obviously, we're nearing 500 Twitch followers. The hope is that we can actually do that tonight. We're only 2 followers away from 500. Which is a massive milestone. It would be probably the biggest achievement in the league to date. If we were to do that, particularly tonight, that would be lovely.
Yeah, well, so whoever hasn't followed, get and follow us.
Yeah, we've got
Right now,
19
click
people
the
watching
follow.
at the minute.
We need
Yeah,
the followers. That's
click it.
great. That's yeah, definitely shows the, you know, how good the league's been. I mean, we're getting followers most races, and that's all you can ask for, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, I think
Exactly,
for me personally, the biggest proof is the fact that we are moving to 4 divisions. Rangi has been wanting 4 divisions since like season 2, and the other LOs has shut him down straight away, and we did at the start of the season as well. But around, which race do I dare say?
mid-season, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna say like Belgium, or Italy, something like that. We actually started considering it again. Or well, not again for the first time, even though Rank has been wanting it for longer. But I think the biggest proof is that the rest of us started to get to that page with him, instead of just shutting
I think
him
a
down.
lot of that goes down to the admins, and it would be wrong for LOs or whoever else to take credit for it, because that's just simply not right. A lot of this goes down to our admins, and I know we've said this before, but this really is an amazing group of admins that we have. We've had previously some decent admins that have put in good work, that have helped out the league, come up with some great ideas, actually gotten through with those ideas and helped us move forward. But really, the current crop we have right now of guys just working well together, working well with LOs, coming up with ideas, obviously, having good debates. Obviously, people will agree and disagree. Things are always done, we'd like to think things are always done as fairly as we can possibly do it. Everyone has the opportunity to always voice their opinion. But the current work they've put in has actually allowed for the league to grow in the way it has. We obviously had, at the end of Season 3, I remember pushing for trying to get another division in, and knew within my heart it probably wasn't the right thing to do. I just wanted to see how the league would go. But, it's 12, 13 guys turning up a week in previous seasons, and particularly last season, particularly the end. And then I think this season we had, was it full grids in 3 of our 4 divisions? including F2. I think Div 3 had 19 rather than 20, and I think the rest of the grids were all full.
Yeah.
And that just really shows that is the perfect resemblance, really, of just how far the league has come, and that is down predominantly now to the work of the admin. So they're always working up on the points, or how they're always checking up on their drivers, checking attendance, thinking of new ways they can make the league more interesting or friendly, or however else you want to describe it.
No, absolutely.
But, yeah, I think that's probably the best way to summarise it, unless Steve-O or Clock or anything else to say.
But no, I just like to say as well about the reserves, about the patience they've shown. I mean, you said we've had full grids, but we've also had, a couple of guys each race wanting to waiting in the wings for if a driver doesn't turn up, and that's it's brilliant to see. It's encouraging the main, the full-time drivers. It's encouraging them to turn up every week, and it's also showing us that people want to be part of the league. They want to join in, and that's, for me, it shows the growth that we've done.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah, I think I agree as well. Well, I know I agree. I shouldn't say I think, but I do think that we should stop bore people with league stuff and actually give some awards.
Well, we're counting on you for the first one. This is Clock, as most of you all know. Clock is the stats man. Clock, any stats to do with SLR, he is usually the go-to guy. Any stat in terms of regular F1 or just weird and wonderful F1 facts, he is your guy. He will direct you in the right place if he doesn't know himself. So we're actually going to come to you for this one, mate, for the first awards we're going to give out of the well, not necessarily awards particularly, it's just almost recognition.
Some
for those guys,
some things that's happened within the stats of the league during the season. I've also put up a list of all the drivers that has won a race this season, so every winner will get a mention as well, and take a look on how the all-time point standings are shaping up after season 4, with some old drivers being gone and some new drivers coming in, and yeah, just go through it.
We'll start.
I think I'll start with give a mention to everyone who's won a race this season, and the most races won is from Jamham, who managed 8.
Wow. Is that in F2 and Div 1 combined, or is that just Div 1?
Just F1.
Oh, brilliant.
Wow, okay.
That's great.
Behind him is Darkston, and he won 6.
That's impressive.
Midsi and Youngie managed 5. And then, I do not think there's anyone on 4, no it isn't. We have Hamjam, we have Beast, we have Crispy, we have Callum McKeon on 3 race wins. Then there's Freeman, Smoke, myself, Louis OD, and Neelix on 2. And all the 1 race winners is Presto, Relic, Paraquix, Ryan Jones, Gibby, The Jocko, Ranga, Top Gunner, Division, Silly Bunny, We Are Venom, Orange Crush, Father Corn, Loki, Dorsey, and then I realized that Callum McKeon actually has 4 race wins because he did win 1 race in Division 3.
Oh yeah, he won Baku, doesn't it? If I remember correctly.
He does have 4. He has 3 wins in Division 2, then and 1 in Division 3.
Ah, right, okay. Yeah, well, so congratulations to those guys. It's always nice to get some recognition. Some of these guys on the list, obviously, we've got some awards coming up. Obviously, unfortunately, we can't give them to everyone. So some guys might be missing out as such, even though they could be worthy contenders of an award. But it's always nice to give some people the recognition they deserve.
Can I just say though, Sorry,
Yeah, go
can I
ahead.
just say though, in the chat, stream chat, I'm going to be checking the stream chat. Put, any points of the season that are of interest to you that you thought were really good, or any drivers that you want to name, have a shout out. We'll try and get to that sometime through the stream as well. Have your say, have your, voice your opinion. See what.
Are you on? You're on the stream chat, are you,
I'm
Steve?
gonna get on the stream chat now. Yeah, I've got it on for you. So
Love
anyone,
it.
yeah. So anyone want to add anything their favourite moments and stuff, then we can try and get to that later on. Just to put that out there.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, we need to remember that we have 60 full-time drivers within F1. Then there's F2 is a lot of F1 drivers, so it's not really good. Doesn't really go up to 80, but then with all the reserves, it probably goes up to 70, 80 drivers in the league, and we do not have 70, 80 awards to give out, as you probably expect. So don't be disappointed if a certain driver doesn't receive anything. But looking at the all-time standings as well, noting quickly that Jamham, our championship winner from Division 1, who obviously did 2 races last season, but then he would start almost fresh for this season. He's always climbed up to 14th place in the all-time SLR standings.
Wow. Fourth, sorry.
14th.
Almost fourth.
14th.
No, fourth. It was almost fourth for a second. I think you just cut out on my
He's-
mic. I was just.
Okay. Well, 14th.
I was just trying to. I was just trying to kind of process what you said. I was going to say fourth within like one season.
Nah,
That's unbelievable.
he is.
Then I realised.
He is 250 points off of fourth. Fourth, which is at the moment SLR Freeman on 606 points. He's climbed the rankings. I'm not sure if he was top 10 before. I think he was, but he's climbed up into the top 5 now. The top 3 going into this season was Presto, Podium, and Legends. Only Presto and Podium are left in top 3 now. Legends has been demoted to 5th. When Freeman coming up to 4th, and then Podium is demoted to 3rd because myself has gone up to 2nd.
Ooh.
What other interesting stuff is there? Yeah, exactly. I gotta mention myself sometime. I can also mention that Scott has beaten you, Ranga, at the moment. He's 17 points ahead of you.
Fair enough. Credit where credit's due.
And the most races so far done in SLR is Scott as well. He's done 66 races. 20 of those in Division 2 and 46 in Division 3. Myself, Steve and McVeach has done 64 and Hicklin has done 63. That's the five drivers on 60 plus races, which is very impressive as well.
Wow.
We also have a couple guys who's managed 50 races in the division. It's Freeman and Presto who's done 52 and 50 in Division 1. Which is also very impressive to do it in one division. We have McVeach who's done 64 in Division 2. Myself and Top Cooner has done 50 in Division 2. And then for Division 3 it's Stevo, you have done 64, Hicklin on 63. Zach on 55, Nedclaw 53, and Orange Crush on 52. So some fairly familiar names there in Division 3.
Yeah, it's good to hear.
And to end off, I'll just make you happy, Steve, for saying that you still haven't taken the crown of the most DNFs. It still belongs to Stepladder Bob. Although Hicklin has...
We'll quickly cut to Stepladder Bob. There he is, the man himself, as he cuts the corner on the formation lap.
You have been caught though, Steve-O. You are on 24 at the moment. Hicklin has caught you up. He has 24 as well. And Callum is shadowing you both on 23. Not sure you want to be... Not sure you want to be top of that standing, but that's...
Yeah, but that means that...
That's the case either way.
Because I've had one more race than Hicklin, my my finish percentage is better, so I'll take that.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
You can look at it that way as well.
I will.
Fair enough.
I will look at it that way, yeah.
Also, one thing I thought, what I think would be interesting to mention is the lap records has been broken this season, and it's Presto Evans has broken the lap record for Spain with an 18.8. Took it from Ranga
Oh, who did he
previously.
beat? Yeah, who did he take that off? Yeah, I think that was someone we know.
Got it.
We talked about
Yeah,
that
I
on
mentioned that
last
one.
week's podcast when Ranga got a bit
Still
viral
works.
on Twitter with his commentary on that race. And then we have Smoke, who's beaten the Italy lap record with a 1:20.2. Note: all lap records are done during the race, not during qualifying. But I think I'll be happy with those stats mentions. Of course, there's a lot more stats to check out if you just visit the website. You'll find everything under the Hall of Fame and under the statistics tag.
Correct. Right, race is about to start. Just on perfect timing, we'll move on to our next areas of recognition, which is the drivers with the most poles this season.
Well, I just said I was finished with the stats, but
All right, we'll come back to that one. We'll
Just,
skip that one. We will come back to that.
uh,
We will come back to that. We will, in that case, then we will move on to our.
gotta
First award,
time
isn't
as
it?
well.
Oh no, yeah, sorry, our first proper award. I
Yeah.
think
Trying to get him in.
one of our winners has joined the party. We have a safety car already on lap 1 that gives time for a few others to join. But our first award of the evening goes to, for our most improved driver award. This is obviously 3 people are going to win this. This is for drivers in each of the 3 divisions, and this goes to people who we feel have really raised the bar this season. They've really shown obviously vast improvements, hence the name of the award. Yeah, I think some of these will be pretty hard to disagree with.
Yeah.
We've got 2 of them in the party with us. If I ask you both to tick your boxes, the winner for the Division 3 most improved driver of the season award goes to the one and only SLR Gareth. Gareth, are you there?
Hello.
There he is. One and only Gar. There he is. Hello,
There he
mate.
is.
Well, congratulations. Honestly, you've been clearly a worthy winner. You have, as far as we were concerned, when we were dishing out the awards, if that's what you want to call it, you were a worthy winner. You've come on leaps and bounds this season. Obviously, you had times throughout the season. If I remember Germany, where you were talking to me about actually considering stopping racing, really, because you were really struggling at times. But obviously you changed a few things around. You come back bigger and better. If you compare where you were at the start of the season to where you are now, would you be surprised? Would you kind of expect that level of growth throughout the season?
Yeah, I didn't expect to be back at the top end of the table. I started off really good, Australia. Practiced really hard for that and got a good result there. I think it was P2 or P3. But that was with traction off, and then I really started to struggle after that, finding time to practice, get some decent laps in and get used to the traction off. And it was probably from about Germany onwards when we were talking about it that I decided, right, okay, let's end this game, this season, and put the traction back on and just, take the pressure off, especially with work and commitments elsewise. I just didn't have the time to put the effort in that I needed to. So yeah, that was like one of the big contributing factors to the turnaround in the pace and getting the end results.
It is important to mention, also, given the current climate that we're in with the pandemic as such. You've obviously still been going to work. You've been working day and night.
Yeah.
Long hours. With very, very little time to talk to us. hardly seen you. But I mean, that's the least important thing. But with not a lot of time to practice either. So to get the results you got and to be so high up the championship come the end of the season, considering the circumstances and considering how far you've come, you were a worthy winner in our eyes, mate. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Well, mate.
I'll hand over to Steve-O.
To me,
Yeah, for
Div 2.
the next award winner.
Right, so most improved for Div 2, and I think he's just got joined us, hasn't he?
Yeah, as long as
Yes.
he's ticked his box.
Tick your box is Callum McKeon. And I see that he's had a vote in the by Southerns in the stream chat, so that's nice to see. So yeah, well, he started off with us in Div 3. You there, Callum?
Yeah, mate.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, congratulations, mate. You started off in Div 3 with us, and obviously got your wheel and your pace dropped, but yeah, got straight back on it and moved into Div 2, and then you was fighting for podiums and wins and stuff in Div 2, so yeah, congratulations to that, mate. Most improved by a, by a long way in my eyes, so yeah, worthy winner.
Div 3 next season.
I don't think so.
Opposite
Yeah.
end, mate.
Keep going up,
Not
mate.
a chance. Not a chance. I feel really bad because we were discussing this because obviously he's gone from Division 3 to Division 2, and he actually had a race, for anyone who doesn't know, in Division 1 in Brazil. We're a driver short, and Callum is obviously on the list in terms of drivers who could potentially move up to the Elite Division next season, so it seemed a bit silly not to throw someone in who was free. He had a race, he qualified P9, I'm pretty sure it was, Callum, and he finished, where? Did you finish 9th?
I ended up finishing
I can't
ninth.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he qualified and finished 9th, I think
Oh,
it was,
fuck.
but...
I think it was P10 quality. I'm not sure. It's one of the two.
Right, well, yeah, I think that proves, considering where he was, we had to retest him. Remember him messaging me in the off season between season 3 and 4, saying I've just got a wheel. I think I need a a test, and we jumped in with him. And I think it's safe to say you're all over the place, weren't you, really, mate? In comparison to your old pace on the pads, you were a shadow really of your old pace. But we knew it wasn't going to be long until you got that pace back, and you did demonstrate that. Just talk about some of your highlights of the season. I mean, from my perspective, looking at some of the racing you've done, it's been really great to race with you this season. We've had a couple of battles. We've also seen you absolutely dominate a couple of these races towards the end of the season. I think the one that primarily comes to mind, I think you won 2 in a row, didn't you? But the one that comes to mind is Japan. You absolutely smashed it out the park, didn't you, then?
Yeah, I mean, I think Japan, I don't know where that came from. I've never had race there, really. Then sort of just found it and then followed through in that race. But I think Germany was the turning point in the season with me and Beast taking and then second, and then during the race you obviously had a bit of bad luck disconnecting, allowed me to push on, and then from there really just on my pace started practicing a bit more.
What was it like having, obviously, Beast won the championship at the end. What was it like having Beast as your teammate? Were you working together quite often, or were you using him as motivation as try to beat him?
Middle of the season,
Or a bit of both?
Yeah, middle of the season, we didn't really have much communication. I think towards the end, it was more getting him to the end and winning that championship. But he kept saying to me, if I'm ahead and I'm quicker, I'll just carry on. But there was times where I did let him go, especially at Mexico. But at the end, I had to overtake him again. But yeah, we did have good communication. It does help having someone who is obviously winning the championship. It takes the pressure off you, and he just runs away with it. Really incredible.
Well, yeah, you've summarised it brilliantly, mate. I think, massive congratulations from all of us. I think to see where you are now. I mean, you might not like me saying this, but to be honest, I think we kind of hope to see you in Elite next season. I think from my perspective as well, because I've got no chance of winning a race if you're in my division. But no, on a serious note, I think it's brilliant for you to be up there challenging yourself with these other lads, and I think you've definitely shown that you've got the ability. So yeah, well, congratulations on your award, mate. Fully deserved.
Yeah, cheers guys, appreciate it.
And that takes us on to our final award winner for the most improved driver of the season in Division 1. He joins us in the party. We're actually kind of watching him battle right now, and that is LP Smoke. Hopefully he's ticked his box and he can actually have some form of conversation with us while he's doing this. While he's doing this with Ham Jam. Smoke is obviously well known within the SLR circles. He's one of the few drivers to ever have gone from Division 3 to Division 2 to Division 1, and he'll actually be the only driver in the history of SLR to race in 4 different F1 divisions when it comes to
You might be wrong
next
there.
season.
You realise?
really?
You realise that?
No, because
You realise that Callum McKeon has raced in Div 3, Div 2,
oh,
and Div 1.
yeah. Sorry,
go.
Callum.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we've
wow.
got 'em both here.
I'll just-
If he goes to lead, he will.
Oh,
he
yeah,
will join
no,
that league
that's
with
true.
Smoke.
That is true. That is very true. But by that, by the by, that is that's both. Should they both do that? That's an incredible achievement. But yeah, LP Smoke was our Division 1 most improved driver of the year. Well, tell us the story of your season. To be honest, mate. Obviously, you started as my teammate in Division 2 in the Alpha. I think we were fairly evenly matched, particularly at the start of the season. I think in Australia, I'm pretty sure we were 1-2 until I bottled it. But I think we were fairly evenly paced, and then I think you just kind of found another gear, literally, and you absolutely dominated at times. But you weren't actually winning the championship when you moved up, were you? Tell us the story with that?
Well, right back at the very start, getting the win in Australia, that was crazy. Wasn't expecting it. Obviously, I had bad qualifying. I think it was 14th crash in qualifying, and then just managed to get through that massive crash. Managed to get through all that somehow. But after that, I started having good race results. Like, I didn't expect to actually be up that far. And at the championship fight and all that, and then deciding to move up to Division 1. Again, when I did that, I thought I'd managed to maybe get a few points in that here or there, but I didn't expect to get as many as I did. I think I finished on 64. And I was even battling for like podiums and that at the end of the season there. That was really good. Just didn't expect to kind of progress that fast. I think the main thing was turning traction off the season. That increased my pace loads.
I think if we remember back to last season, when you joined last season, you were in Division 3 with Dorsey, and the both of you, it was almost to and fro as to who won the race that particular week. And I mean, obviously you were a cut above really in that division, but if you were to compare the driver you are now into the driver you were then, you've just progressed leaps and bounds. I think, am I right in saying 20? Is this the first F1 game you've had, or is it last?
Yeah. Well, I did have the other one, but I can even look back. I've only done like 100 laps on 18. I've never played them.
Right,
before.
so this is
It's the first
so
one.
really this is the only proper game you've played. So to go from I think if you remember your first ever league race was Russia? Off the top of my head?
it was
Oh,
Spain.
Spain.
Spain last season, crashed out on like lap 3 or something.
Right, so, so if we really are to, I mean, even from the start of the season, obviously winning the Div 2 race is a good start, but even if you compared the lap times you were doing in Australia then to comparison you are now, and how you're fighting for podiums in Division 1, soon to be the Elite Division, hats off to you, mate. Congratulations on the award. I think it was a no-brainer from our perspective, wasn't it, guys? It was very, very clear cut.
They all were, to be
who
fair.
wins the.
We've had some good races, good improvements, but I think all three have really just the second half of the season just stepped up, and I think that's good, great for them, and great for SLR. So, well worthy winners.
Very much so. Well, yeah, that's actually. Well, thanks for jumping into the party, all three of you. If you're all still here, I think you are.
Yep.
But no, it's really nice to actually get some driver perspective, boys. So we won't keep you too long, Smoke. You've got a bit of a battle going on in front and behind. But no, thanks for jumping in, lads. We will swiftly move on. I think we're pretty much bang on schedule. I know we are maybe a little bit behind. So
I think we're a little bit behind.
apologies for that, folks. But not too bad. We'll get there.
Yeah, it's alright. Is there any guidelines?
We're just gonna have Yeah, pretty much. Well, we've done that award. We'll move on to just kind of a bit of a slight chat, to be honest. Really, I want to actually. In fact, what we will do is we will give out one award because one of the award winners for this particular award is actually in the party. He's got quite a following. Yeah, he's he's a big fan favourite. He's a big fan favourite. Everyone loves him. Not sure whether it's right for me to take credit for that or not, Steve-O,
It
but
probably is, mate. It probably is. Yeah, I'm not sure why. To be fair, I don't know why. It must be that. It must be because
I think
everyone just got on your bandwagon for some
racing-
reason.
yeah, well, obviously you and I have got a really good relationship, and it's really, I want to see my mate doing well, so I just kind of made that public, and I think people jumped on the bandwagon. Obviously, having 4 seasons without a podium is tough. Like, it's not easy, but to turn up every week like you do and just rock up like you do, hats off to you, because you love the league and the league loves you. But this isn't necessarily
It's not the nicest
nice
award,
award
is it?
for you to get. So,
No, it's not the nicest award to win.
the award for the saddest moment of the season goes to SLR Steve-O. I think quite a lot of people will remember this. He was in P3 in the final sector of the final lap around Russia. We were in the party with him, myself, Liam, Beast, Smoke, I think Callum, I think Clock might have even been there as well. Owen was there, the regular
Don't leave me
Saturday
out
night.
now, you.
Yeah,
No, I said you. I said you.
Oh, you.
The regular Saturday night party was ongoing. We were there. I think we were all quiet. We were all on edge. I think I had a bottle of champagne on the side. I was about to pop open. Steve-O about to get P3, and then all of a sudden he has a tangle with Hicklin. To this day, you still don't know what happened. One of the greatest mysteries of SLR. Steve-O may well give his account of what happened, but
no,
I don't think we'll ever know. We'll ever know from a neutral
Tonight's not the
perspective.
night to be talking about possible
We won't know,
comings together with other drivers. I don't want to be like
No,
that
we're not
because
gonna
me
be
and
going on like that,
Nick cleared the air. It was over after that. It's just one of them things. I mean, yeah, just I've got to say, I was just this season. It's the closest I've ever got to a podium. So you got to look in perspective, really. I mean, of course, I'd love to get one, and I'm still going to aim to get one. That's my biggest aim in SLR at the moment, is just to get on even the bottom step. But yeah, it was there. But I've had to. I mean, Belgium, I was close. But
It's been toughy, hasn't it?
I chose the wrong strategy, really. Belgium, I should have pitted under the safety car, but I thought everyone was closer, and they weren't. So I ended up in the lead, but on really old tyres, and just couldn't get up over Rouge and Radion without getting penalties. So I literally did. I had about 3 seconds penalty, and then I ended up finishing with about 21 seconds. So that was that podium gone. But yeah, in Russia, it was one of them. It's just racing instant. It just, what can you do in it? I think you just got to dust yourself off and go, right, we'll have a go
Yeah,
next week.
it's not been. Obviously, from your perspective, from our perspective, sorry, looking at you, you've obviously improved a lot this season. You've been able to challenge. You've been in and around the top 5 quite regularly, particularly when you were actually doing practice and not playing ARC.
Yeah, that's true.
Or some other game. But yeah, I think if you're honest, how did that incident in Russia play on your mind, sort of thing, towards the end of the season? How did it affect your motivation for the end of the season? Obviously, we all know the amount of hours you put into practice reduced, because I remember you messaging me at about 8 p.m. on Saturday nights asking for the setup. But, was it just a bit of a setback sort of thing?
Yeah, I think so. I think the problem is that was kind of my goal at the beginning of the season. The goal was, this is my 4th season. I started in Australia in the first race, and in season 1, and done all right. It wasn't too bad, but the league, obviously the standard of races has gone up, and my goal this season was, right, let's have a podium. I've got to just work towards it, and like you said, I was practicing, and then I think after actually I was kind of like, oh, it just puts you down a bit. Plus, I mean, I've got to say, becoming an LO, which was a massive honour for me. I mean, really surprised to be asked and really honoured. That kind of takes a bit of time as well. So that your practice generally goes down a little bit from that, but that's not an excuse. I think it just kind of puts you in the wrong mindset, really. But we'll look to next season and go for the podium again. That's kind of it, really.
Can we just appreciate the fact then that the honor the commentator will have who gets to interview you when you get the first podium?
What's that, mate?
If there's one race you want to commentate, it's the race you get a podium to be able to interview you.
To be fair, Rick's mentioned that in the commentary. He wants to be there, so he's getting the bandwagon as well. We've got the commentators on there.
Also, massive thanks to Predators for bringing up my crash in Brazil. Lovely to see that.
I mean, that was a pretty Titanic moment. To be fair, the championship isn't won. It was obviously pretty difficult for you to claw it back, but a bit premature already for your championship battle to kind of go out the window on lap 1, wasn't it? Really, it was.
I think it
I
became
can't imagine it being much of a highlight of your season, really, is it?
I think it became a bit of an anticlimax for everyone that race. It was a bit slightly hyped up for it. He could win the championship, then he won it on that one. It was a bit. Well, that was that. But we're not here to talk about that now.
We're not here to cry about Clock's championship bid.
No. Hey, at least you were there. At least you were there, mate. And
Yeah, let him know you're there. Let him know you're there.
While we're in the little, since we're talking about just the league in general, once we're in a good little slot, I did promise them I'd give them a mention. I did promise them I'd try and make some sort of recognition. We haven't got an award as such. It isn't the right sort of thing to give an award to, but I would just quickly like to mention some of the really fantastic fans that we've had throughout the season in the stream chats and generally in social media and so on and so forth. There are some people I particularly want to mention. I particularly want to mention the boys, Jay Darnell, Southerners, Baggy Fan, the Getters boys, Night Ranger. I'm pretty sure I've said that right, just in case I've got that wrong. But they are a group of lads. Obviously, Darnell, Southerners racing the league. So does Baggy Fan, actually. Jay Getters is due to be tested tomorrow. But generally, they've been so supportive of the league, and they're just a bunch of absolute legends. So it is only right that we give them a mention. The one other person that comes to mind that some others might have seen in the stream chat is Amico. Amico is a supporter of Jam, I believe he said he was in a stream chat. I think he'd been watching Jam league racing for a while, and he'd come over to watch some of the streams, and he enjoyed watching Jam and the streams so much that he started to watch the rest of them. Unfortunately, he hasn't got the game, or he doesn't want to take part, but yeah, just a quick little mention to the guys giving some really good support, and obviously thank you to everyone else who gives brilliant support every single week in the stream chats. The stream chats are usually very, very active, so thank you to everyone who has been making the streams a much better place to be than they might have been previously. In that case, we'll move on to our next award.
I'll just put in talking about streams, we've just hit 499 followers.
Oh,
come on.
Do me like that.
Come on, guys.
One
more, come on. But that'd be a big award in itself. An SLR award.
Hey, we've done it. We've got it. 500 followers.
Yes.
It's done,
guys.
It's done.
Excellent.
Yes. Live on stream as well. You love to see it.
Yeah. There you go. So the award.
Oh, that's wonderful.
The award for 500 followers on Twitch goes to SLR. Brilliant. Well done, lads. Well done, everyone who's.
Oh, get it.
We've got to take a moment to have a shout out to all the commentators, haven't we? I mean, that's, it's them that makes it for us, the streamers.
It will come, Steve.
So that's great. No, I love it. It's great.
We will get to that, but it's a good time to quickly mention it. But yeah, we're gonna have to get a bit of a move on here, boys. We're too busy reminiscing.
I know.
Let's get a bit of a move on.
Yeah, let's pick off the smaller awards now.
Okay.
a little bit quicker.
Well, in that case, then the next. Sorry, I'm just trying to find my list. It just seems to have disappeared off my phone, but I found it. Don't worry. The next award goes to the biggest fail.
Oh,
This is an interesting one. We're actually, funnily enough, we're watching him right now on stream. This isn't a coincidence, folks. We're actually watching him on stream right now at the actual track this fail occurred. I promise you that's a coincidence. I genuinely didn't know that was going to happen. But the biggest fail of the season goes to Midzi and teammate at the time, VRT Bottas, for their crash during qualifying. For those of you who do remember, if it is on YouTube, I hope it is on YouTube, go and watch it. It's very, very entertaining. But for those of you who do remember, or sorry, who don't remember, it was they were doing a tow. I'm not sure whether it was deliberate or not, but they were in the right place at the right time. Anyway, Midzi was getting a tow off Bottas. They were going down the main straight as such in Germany, which we're coming up to in a second. Bottas is giving the tow. He moves to the right, thinking Midzi's just going to carry on the racing line. Midzi moves to the right as well, thinking he's going to overtake him. Absolutely plows into the back of him, and they both go into the wall. So that was a massive. That was a massive fail. It was. It's also a bit of an SLR theme. I don't think it's the first. It's definitely not the first time that two Toro Rossos have crashed into each other.
For those
in qualifying.
OGs we had Snoozer 720 and DJ Dryberg doing that exact thing in Baku in season 1. So
Smoke's DNF'd. Smoke's out. Oh no.
And there was also some other time as well that I can't recall who it was, but I know we had another teammate crash during quality.
There was someone else, I can't remember off the top of my head, but the Toro Rosso just sticks to mind. It's almost an SLR theme. So it's pretty memorable for us. Anyway, so congratulations indirectly, backhanded compliment, if that's what you want to call it, to Bottas and Midzi for that award. We've done the saddest moment. We're going to move on to the unluckiest driver. I did see some people talking about this in the Discord chat earlier. There's several people who could have won this. Several people who come to mind. But I think for us, we were actually, it took a bit of a while to decide on this one. But we have decided that the winner of the unluckiest driver of the season award goes to, he's actually changed his gamer tag. It's Mercs47, I believe he's changed his gamer tag now. But to anyone who is unaware, old gamer tag of ARL Mercs wins the unluckiest driver of the season award for anyone who's unsure as to why he's won that award. You just got to look back really at the start and middle part of his season before he sorted out his internet connection. He was in a lot of very good positions, shall we say, on track, and then his internet would usually die on him.
And on commentating as well.
And on commentary, he'd be doing some streams, so he's obviously a brilliant commentator, is Mercs. He does a lot of commentary work for us, and we love to have him on the streams, and unfortunately it just wasn't really meant to be for him at the start of the season in terms of streams. He just it just wasn't working for him, and it was a shame for him because obviously he's so enthusiastic about it, and he really enjoys doing it. It was just a bit of a shame, but he's luckily managed to sort some of the internet connection issues out, which have been plaguing majority of his season. But unfortunately there were still some other unfortunate events which occurred in him getting this award. Obviously there's the pretty... Jock has been disqualified. There's the pretty well-known incident with the corner cutting around Japan, where he was about to score his first SLR podium. He did score his first SLR podium for a short period because he had a 10-second time penalty taken off before that was reinstated. So unfortunately for him, that was pretty unlucky and not overly pleasant to deal with. And then also there was obviously that famous crash, pretty much famous crash with Jamham in Brazil. That was when he was also in another good position. So that was, that's unlucky as well. So and yeah, so it's nice to almost recognise him for being the top lad he is, and for really.
Well done, Merckx.
Yeah, well, no. It's nice to recognise Merckx for the dedication he's got. Obviously, he's had such a hard season, yet he's there pretty much, if not every week, putting his name forward for the streams, jumping in there with rigs on the Saturday night, and racing as well on a Sunday night. I mean, he knew he might not be in a good position in terms of his internet connection, but he still was out there doing the streams, and fair enough to Merckx. He used the unlucky driver of the season award. He wins that. Sorry. The next award.
What's that biggest crash?
Well, biggest crash of the season award. This is we've got quite a number of people who might not actually know about this, or may not have been aware of it. But, this was the first race of the entire season.
Yeah.
So Division 2, Australia, Friday night, kicking off the season. Particularly from a league owner perspective, you just want to see. I mean, obviously I was racing in it, but obviously you still want to see a clean show. You want the guys to have a good time. You've obviously got some new guys starting off their SLR careers as such. You just want it to be a nice, clean race. And then happy days, moving on. That was literally the opposite of what happened. We had a massive pile-up on the straight between turn 2 and 3 in Australia. I think it was Taz, an old driver now, who lost the car and collected about 3/4 of the grid.
It was mad.
Yeah, it was. We will try and get, actually, I think Owen managed to get some footage of that this week. I'm not sure how he did, but I definitely saw it this week in the Div 2 end of season review, I believe. So I will try and get that posted at some point, as to show the severity of the crash. But that was by far the biggest crash I think I've ever seen. Literally cars on top of each other. There was cars literally flying into the wall, cars upside down. It was horrendous.
Yeah, you can.
But yeah, so that's the. Go on, Carol.
Yeah, again, we can be remembering back and saying that for the first race ever in SLR in Season 1, the exact same thing happened in the exact same race in Australia.
I wonder whose
The
fault that
difference is that it was me spinning instead of Taz. The difference is also that I went out of that crash absolutely fine, with no wing damage, nothing, even though I caused it. So, yeah. It's not the first time Div 2 has had a pile-up in Australia. 2 out of the 3 races has started, I shall say, with 2 of the biggest crashes in SLR history.
Very much so. Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen next season on the new game. Really hope that does not happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, we will swiftly move on. We have still got a lot to get through. The next award goes for the most. Well, how are we wording this?
The most comic
The
moment
award
we've
for
had.
the award for most comedy in a race. Probably the best way to word it. This is obviously nothing against the boys who were racing and the guys in that particular division, but there was a lot of funny moments in this particular race. And the winner is Division 3, and in the particular race is Belgium. We had a lot of candidates as who could have won that. If I think back to Div 3 Mexico, I'm thinking of a massive pile-up under safety car. That was quite funny. There was Zenon with no wing. Pretty dangerous, but pretty funny. Literally going all over the place. And a few other incidents. I think Austria as well, where the one and only Steve-O and Gareth actually hit each other. That was hilarious. But But no, Belgium wins, and Belgium wins for a number of reasons. I think. Clock, do you want to talk about the incident at Pouon? I'm sure you'd like to talk about that.
We were having the stewards meeting as we usually have on Tuesday. We got a clip sent in from, I think it was Ned Claw who sent it in. He ended up in a crash, but before that crash, something very funny happened. It wasn't Ned Claw actually, it was the car behind Ned Claw. It was Ned Claw involved in the incident, but it was I'm Youngie, I think, in Alfa Romeo, running ahead of Ned Claw. They come into Pouon, and right in the middle of Pouon, I'm Youngie disconnects, so his car stops turning left and just goes straight on for a couple seconds. So he's in the middle of Pouon, turning left, he disconnects, his car doesn't steer anymore, just goes straight on into the wall, really. And Ned Claw behind him, for some reason, decides to follow him off track. So he, in the middle of Pouon, when Youngie stops turning left, Ned Claw does the same and almost turns right to just follow Youngie off the track. But instead of going into the wall, he lost the car and spun right back onto the track.
And that caused a massive pile-up behind, didn't it?
And it's amazing what reactions to the car ahead can do to you. Even make you turn almost right in the middle of a left-hand turn. Which looked ridiculous on the clip, I shall say. Maybe Rangi can find it somewhere and put it up on
I'll try.
on social media.
Yeah.
That's
If
his
Ned
work
doesn't
for
mind.
tonight.
If
Yeah.
Ned doesn't mind us having a bit of a giggle. There was also another clip. Another incident. We were. Oh, I can't remember exactly what part of the track was.
It
Clark.
was Rock Lobster. It was Rock Lobster.
Yeah, it was Rock Lobster.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was. It was the Williams. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were.
But what part of the track was it?
Yeah, what was it called?
It
It's
was
the
going to
right-hander.
the final sector.
Yeah, it's the right-hander right before the final sector. So you go through
In
Pouon,
Belgium.
then it's the right-left chicane, and then it's the right-hander after that. Anyway, so it's a right-hander.
what do you
We follow someone. We have got a clip in the steward from someone, which I don't recall who it was. There was a crash. I think there was a tangle between those two. A guy we got the clip from, and another guy. But then we realized that it's a Williams to the left in the clip. Like, is he involved in it somewhere? So we just look at the Williams there, and that Williams, he just goes straight on the corner, just straight into the gravel. He could just go, there's been a crash, there's cars onto the right. He could just pass them on the racing line, just take the outside, but he's like, nah, I'm gonna go into the gravel and pass them in the gravel. I think that's a great idea.
It just goes straight. It was. I remember us having. We did have a bit of a laugh about this in the stewards. There's 4 stewards in the party right now, and we did have a bit of a giggle about this. This was pretty funny. As some of you are aware, stewards meetings cannot be. Sometimes they're not very entertaining, but on this particular occasion, that was that definitely made us laugh and smile a little bit. So the award for the most comedy in a race goes to the boys in Div 3 and the race at Belgium. This actually leads us perfectly into our F2 segment. We've got 2 of our 3 F2 admins in the party with us. Both of them are actually driving at the minute, so hopefully they can give it their best shot. Ham and Jam join us, the winner, championship winner, and championship runner-up. It would only be right to dish out a few F2 awards, considering we've just completed our first ever season in F2. We've already said this before, but we just want to publicly thank the admins and the drivers for their attendance and their hard work in the F2 division, considering the state it had been in previously in the season. Jam has pulled over to the track. I'd imagine that's probably to do this. Not quite sure what he's doing, but I'm not quite sure what Jam's doing here, folks. Right, okay. He's just cutting some grass at the minute.
I was about to bin it, but I realised I'd probably bring out a safety car and ruin the race. So
yeah, that's true.
I'll
That
just
might
go
be
in
that.
but yeah,
Okay. Yeah, we will. Well, in that case, we'll do a little bit of talking about F2 until Jam and Ham are ready. But I think particularly, the end of the season. I mean, to be honest, since the boys took over F2, like midway through the season, when it had almost a change of management, we just saw massive turnouts in F2. We had people queuing up to race in it. You had so many people wanting to take part in it, and I can see why. I took part in a few myself. It's not really my expertise as such, but it was definitely very good fun to race in, and particularly when you've got a large number of people racing in it. It was very enjoyable. But no, Jam has retired. We will hand over then to Jam and Ham to dish out their F2 awards.
Well, I'll start then. I don't know how much Harry's going to be able to say if he's still driving. But we've got to give them out to for a start. We've got awards for best race. We have the admin driver of the season, so that was decided between myself, Ham and Freeman, and we have the most improved F2 driver over the course of the season. Obviously, as Ranga mentioned, it was a bit different for us. Our season started in Austria, and we added in a few extra races to make it a bit more full, because obviously we missed quite a few. But yeah, I think like Ranga touched on, when we sort of took on F2, after getting probably about 10 to 12 drivers every week, we suddenly started getting full grids. So all the F2 drivers, just want to thank them for turning up, and hopefully we can improve on it for the next season when we actually get a chance to do a full season. But anyway, moving onwards to our best race of the season between the admins, we decided that although there were some honourable mentions, we had Singapore sprint race, we had both the races in Abu Dhabi were pretty good from a neutrals perspective, and also the Brazilian Grand Prix sprint race in F2. But we decided that our best race, our favourite race of the season, was the Italian feature race. Might struggle to remember it a little bit, but
it was kind of overshadowed by the sprints and what.
Yeah, there was a big incident in the sprint, but before that we had a really good race in the feature. We had some great overtaking. I can't actually remember who won it. I think it was you, wasn't it, Harry?
Myself, yeah, but
yeah,
it was more for the clean racing, the fact that it kind of displayed, the driving ability rather than perhaps there being as much excitement. If that makes sense.
Well, I think there was still lots of good overtakes. I remember me and Freeman had a good battle for part of it, and I think Beast was involved as well, Dylan. But yeah, on the whole, we all agreed as admins that the Italian feature race was our favourite of the season. And our next one is admin's driver of the season. So obviously we all had a chat about this, thinking about who had a really good season. We had a few mentions for Pluto and Division, who both ended up totaling over 100 points. Didn't always get them as much notice as maybe they deserve for some of the results they put in, but they both of them had great seasons. I think Pluto got a couple podiums, and I think Division might have got one or two as well. But between us, we decided that our driver of the season is SLR Dylan. He had 6 podiums in total, I believe. He won the sprint race in the Italian Grand Prix, and overall he had a really good season joining in Austria, like quite a lot of the guys did, and picking up lots of points, lots of good results, and obviously helping Kramer along with Ham to win the Constructors' Championship. So well done to Dylan. Anything you've got to say on that, Harry?
I'd just like to say, I'd just like to say, yeah, well done to Dylan. Like you say, perhaps not always getting the credit where it was due. Didn't always have the best of luck either. But when he was there, he was always up there and battling for the top positions and driving really well. So yeah, just well done on a good season. I'm sure he'll be looking for a better one next year as well.
Okay, and our final award is the most improved driver in F2, and we decided to give this one to check this out. who we noticed in the last couple of rounds, Brazil and Mexico especially, he picked up a lot of points compared to what he had done. I think he picked up 32 or 36 points, something like that, across those 2 rounds. And I noticed in time trial, especially for Mexico and Brazil, he was looking very quick. And yeah, it just seemed like he all of a sudden flicked a bit of a switch and started getting some really good results. And I think his pace showed that as well towards the end of the season. So yeah, well done to check this out. And yeah, thanks guys. That's it for our F2 section.
All right, boys. Thank you for jumping in. I think we're gonna speak to you, Jam, a little bit later. But while we've got Ham in the party, we just want to take the opportunity to. You haven't got to have an interview as such, mate. We're not asking you to do that, but we would like to quickly give you an award. And this award is, well, I've seen people talking about it as to who's going to win it. I think quite a lot of people are actually hoping they win this award. But considering the season you had, I know you didn't win either of the 2 championships you were hoping to win. I know you must be frustrated, but to an extent, in terms of how the season finished. But realistically, you did have a really good season, and you did put some fantastic performances in. On top of that, you've been a very, very valuable steward. You've got a lot of experience when it comes to racing, and particularly on this game, or on F1 in general. And as well as that, you joined the admin team at a time when there was, well, a lot of change, shall we say. There was a lot of things going on in the league at the time, and you definitely came in and steadied the ship, and you have, well, you're a very, very valued member of the SLR team and everything you do around the league. So in that case, we would like to award Hamjam the league MVP award.
Thank you.
So congratulations, Ham.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
I'm not gonna quiz you on it, but yeah, congratulations on your season and everything you do for the league. You are our MVP.
I won tonight.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Yeah, I don't know if you were expecting that or not, to be honest, mate.
I
But
wasn't really
I kind of hope you. I kind of hope you were. Well, there you go. That's good news then.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
No
Right,
worries,
mate.
boys.
Yeah, well
Right,
done.
we're going to speak to Jam a little bit later. We'll catch up with him. We're hoping to speak to Mark Zenon.
Yeah,
He
I have
hasn't-
invited him. So
I think, is he still in the
He's
race? It's the last
racing,
bus stop,
yeah.
right?
He is.
yeah, he's still in the race. So
He's about to finish. We're going to quickly move on, and we'll speak to Zen in a little bit. We have got a couple more. We've still got a few more awards to dish out before we get into the some of the other awards towards right at the end. The next award I'd like to talk about is the best individual performance by a driver in each division, including F2. We'll start off. We'll start off with F2. To be fair, the man is actually here with us. I had the pleasure of commentating over this myself only a few weeks ago, and this particular performance was spectacular. Not only in the fact that he overtook 2 people on the last lap to win the Grand Prix. Or the race, sorry. He overtook these people to actually win and take the lead of the championship on the penultimate race of the season. And this was, it was pretty spectacular, I must say. So our winner for the best individual performance in F2 goes to Jaman for his performance around Brazil.
nice.
So Jam takes that award.
I'll do free if you
Steve-o,
want.
you-
Yeah, I
yeah,
can do
yeah,
free because it's a little bit of we've mentioned it before. It's the Belgium. I obviously lost out on the podium, but someone who gained from my bad strategy call was Scott Laney. So he wins the best individual performance for started 19th, and how he did it I don't know, but he worked his way all the way up. Must have had good strategy in that, and finished P3. So really Great race for him. I mean, almost the perfect, like last to first. He almost did it, 19th to third. So, yeah, worthy winner of that one, I think. On that.
Well, yeah, that's to be honest, that actually
Yeah, I was about to say that as
sort
well.
of leads on to the
Yeah.
next one. So I'll leave that to Clock. Actually, seems like he's got that covered.
Covered, but yeah, it leads on perfectly to the next one. You were talking about last and first. It wasn't really done in Div 3, but it was done in Div 2. If everyone remembers back to Canada, there was a guy called Jocko who had made a ridiculously stupid qualifying crash in Monaco and earned himself a quali ban for Canada. Ruined himself any chance of victory we thought. Everyone thought, but it was obviously wrong, because Jocko went from 20th place and a quali ban to win the race, and the best drive in Div 2, and well deserved as well, so massive congratulations to Jocko for that performance.
For sure, and that leaves us just with Div 1, and the Division 1 award may not be what as many people are expecting. This particular person didn't come from last to win the Grand Prix, nor did they have to overcome a lot of obstacles in their race to win the Grand Prix. But our winner for the best individual performance in Division 1 this season goes to Ryan Jones, and that is for his win in Monza. Particularly because it was his first ever league racing win. He had a very, very solid race, a really, really impressive race actually, and some good moves along the way. He did qualify where did he qualify? Qualified P3, I think he qualified. Yeah, sorry, P3 he qualified and went on to win the race. But it was a very impressive drive from Ryan. We've seen what he can do this season, and it was a really, really impressive drive, and fantastic for him to win his first ever league race, and it was evident to see how much it meant to him. So it's a pleasure to give him that award. I think that leads us perfectly on to Dark Zenon, who's joined the party. Good evening, sir. If you've give the box a tick at the top of the party, if you haven't already, you're probably quite used to that now.
Yeah.
Well, you've had an unbelievable season. If you're honest, haven't you, mate? You've won the Division 3 Drivers' Championship. Obviously, Youngie leaving the league made it a bit easier for you, but taking no credit away, you've dominated this season, really. You really have dominated this season, and you're a very, very worthy winner. You also showed your hand in Div 2 on Friday night, finishing in the points. Just, if you can, try and summarise your season for us, really. Obviously, how it started, and how it finished, and bits in between.
Yeah, well, I mean, I joined in Baku, and I wasn't really, expecting much, because I remember how badly my test was, and I was like, oh god, I'm literally going to be like bottom of the pack or something. But yeah, at the start it was pretty consistent. I was getting quite a few podiums, but I think my first win was actually Britain. And then I started to think about the title, and then I saw how close Yogi was, and that was kind of where the pressure got to me. Had some stupid spins in Belgium. Just doing stupid stuff like in qualifying in Italy, retiring someone. And that's how Youngie got all of his wins in the row. And then, after he left, it definitely took off the pressure. But as you can see, because I just kind of there was no pressure at the end, so then I just drove how I needed to. I finished strong as well. With, I think it was 3 wins in a row at the end, and especially the last to first at the end, which was fun.
Brilliant way to finish the season, wasn't it? I think was it Merckx who challenged you to it in the Discord?
Well, no, it was mostly
in the party.
Yeah, the different party. Yeah, they were like.
We said, that was in Brazil, wasn't it? We said, in Brazil. Oh, why don't you go last to third? Go on, start last. I think Ned brought out first as a bit of a
Yeah.
joke, and he went, you were going to do it, but then he went, oh no, I'll do it next week. So
Yeah.
no, big congrats for a fellow Div 3 driver. Obviously not next season, you will be, but no, big congratulations, mate. You raced fair and you raced hard, and then obviously you dominated when you got up into the lead. So well deserved championship win, really.
Yeah.
Give us a give us a rundown of what it was like to race on Friday, because if winning the championship, you know what that comes with. That comes with moving up next season. How did you find racing with the lads in the higher division, and what are your expectations for next season?
It was definitely like interesting, way more of a challenge, and I find it like a lot more interesting being in the pack, like just trying to get into Q2, Q3 or whatever. But yeah, I'm happy with the points because I was, a bit worried, like, oh, I'm still gonna be like really far down the pack, and I'm just gonna finish the season, with minimal points. But I think next season I can definitely. Oh well, I'm gonna try for mid-table at least or something. See what the new game's like, I suppose.
Well, if the new game is in your favour, how do you feel about 2 championships in a row? It's not been it has been done before, but not in different divisions.
I don't know about that one. I think I still got a way to go. I need to work on getting the assists gone first, because I'm still relatively
Fair
new
enough.
to the game. So I'd rather get the assists gone than finish better.
That's fair enough. Yeah, I tell you what, I wish I was new to the game and winning a championship. Well, no, anyway, I think that pretty much summarises it beautifully, mate. Thank you for jumping in with
cheers,
us. It's
mate.
really nice to speak to you, and congratulations on your championship.
Thanks.
No worries. Right, so that was your Division 3 championship winner, Dark Zenon. And that, to be honest, brings us nicely into towards the end of the stream. Obviously, we've still got a lot of awards to get through, but these are some of the juicy awards that some people would have been waiting for. We still have a couple more interviews as well, so stay tuned for that. The next award is for the best on-track battle of the season. Clock, do you want to do this one? Or do you want me to do it?
I mean, you are the one who saw this out of us two, so I think you can describe
Yeah,
it better than
well,
I can.
I actually had the pleasure of commentating. I had the pleasure of
Yeah.
commentating over this. I think I was with my regular commentary buddy at the time, the Gioco. It was great fun doing some streams with him. Unfortunately, we can't seem to do that anymore. But at the time, we were commentating Division 1, and we were commentating it around Austria. There have been a lot of on-track battles this season that have been incredible. I've only got to think back to last Thursday, the best one that comes to mind in terms of Ham and Jam going hammer and tongs at each other in F2 in the championship battle. And some people might have thought that might have won the award, but no. The award winners are XR Crazed Bear and VRT Bottas for their battle around Austria. And this battle wasn't even for points, if I'm
No, it wasn't,
not mistaken. This battle was for P12 or something like that, I am off the top of my head. And it was just incredible. They were overtaking each other every single lap, and a lot of these overtakes weren't done in the DRS section. And it was a lot of these moves, throwing it out the inside but doing it fairly, trying to get around the outside, some switchbacks here and there. It was... It had everything. It really did have everything. It was fantastic to watch. We actually got, for the first time ever, we got both of them in the party at the end of the race just to talk about that battle. They both finished out of the points. I'm pretty sure. I think actually one of them might have got in the points at the end of the race, but because of penalties perhaps. But throughout the race, they were actually fighting for no points. But yeah, we got them both in there. To talk about it, it was incredible. It was by far, well, not by far, sorry, but it was definitely the best on-track battle I have ever seen, and the best I've ever seen, the best I've seen this season. So it was a worthy winner. Although there were some very good other options.
Can I just add? I watched that
Yeah.
race, and it just proves that you don't have to be up in the front to get to stream time. Because I think that's the most time anyone's had stream time, or the most amount of stream time for non out of the points racing. So it was brilliant to watch.
Yeah, it was. It might have taken a bit of the limelight away from the actual podium
Probably did,
finishes.
yeah.
So, yeah, but hopefully we can try and get that. I'm not sure we've actually got any footage of it. Unfortunately, we can try and get some, but it was just unbelievable. Yeah, so that's those award winners there. We will move on to the surprise package of the season. The winner of this is someone Sotia Clock and I know well, and actually considering he's actually been quite quiet for his standards, I'm actually going to pass it over to him to dish out this award.
Well, you know him well from Turn 1 in Spain, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Jokes aside,
that was a massive highlight in my league racing career.
Yeah, quickly for those who don't know, he took him out, so I won the race. Yeah. Anyway, that particular driver was pretty similar to myself and Ranga. Now he's won a race in Div 1, and he's not similar to us two anymore. He's gone ahead of us, beyond our pace, I assume. I can say that.
But it wasn't expected, was it? Really?
No,
It just kinda came
that's
out
the
of nowhere.
thing. He was in Div 2. He went up. He was always borderline. He ended up in Div 1. I think he was correct from the start. The thing that was surprising is that he started getting much better results, much more points, really than he did before. And I don't want to say the wrong race now, but I think it was Hungary
Hungary was Hungary.
when he won his first race in Division 1. And that particular driver is Paraquix. Yeah, he's been doing brilliantly, and as I said, just picking up point after point after point, and usually not qualifying up top, but he always finds himself in a good position during racing. I remember Mexico when he qualified outside the top 10 and did a 1-stop instead of a 2-stop. Unfortunately for him, a virtual safety car came out and screwed him a little bit, so he, instead of potentially winning the race, he finished 3rd, which is still a very good result. But it was a case of what could have been, but he did, of course, do it in Hungary, so well done to Paraquix for surprising us the most this season out of everyone.
And beautifully put, Clock. Thank you for doing that. Yeah, congratulations to Para for winning the surprise package of the season award. Still have a big 28 people watching the stream, which is fantastic considering we're just staring at a car, but they're here to listen to Steve-O's voice. I'm pretty sure that's the only reason they're here.
Sure not. Try changing the car a bit though.
They're waiting for the final award.
Yeah, no, I'm waiting until I get on the next.
Show the McLaren.
The next award winner to change the car.
Show the McLaren.
Oh no! Yeah.
Yes.
Just for you. Just for
Cheers,
you.
mate.
You can have the
Yes,
McLaren.
that's it.
Actually, no, I'm going to show the Renault considering they won the joint constructors this year. So unlucky boys.
Good shout, mate.
The next award is the Best Commentator Award. I know how Steve-O feels about this, so I'm going to pass it over to him to talk about the commentators and then give out the award.
Well, unfortunately, the only time I spoke to him in an interview, because I haven't got onto the podium, is when I crashed out in qualifying. Well, no, sorry, when the game disqualified me for trying to turn around in qualifying. But the commentator of the season is Riggs, and I think it's safe to say he does a brilliant job, and he doesn't race in the league. He came on board. We were looking for designated commentators or streamers, and I think he does it on another league, and he said he was up for it and come on, and no, he's been brilliant, and he's joined the chats, and he's got involved, and no, yeah, I think Riggs has done very well. But I've got a big shout out to the other streamers. I mean, you've got Beast and Owen have had they've done the Div 1 the last few races and they've done a cracking job. Jam and Ham have done a lot of Div 2. They've done a really good job. And to all the Mercs, obviously, as Riggs' co-commentator, when he's actually had internet, he's done a good job. So, no, it's been really good. The streams have been excellent this year. I mean, they've been top notch. But yeah, I think the commentator of the season award goes to Riggs.
Yeah, well, yeah, we all know what he's like. We've seen him in the comms box. He never fails to disappoint, does he? Yeah, he's fantastic with particularly Mercs on the Saturday night stream, as are Ham and Jam and all of our other commentary teams. We're actually lucky. We've had a really great number of people wanting to join the comms team recently. We've had SLR Barlow, who's been doing the Div 1 streams recently with OMH,
Yeah.
who himself has recently joined the comms team. FJ Scopes joined the comms team within the last week, as has Crispy. So 2 brand new commentators joining the team.
I know we don't get a look
within
at
the
now,
last
Rich.
week. No, we don't.
We don't need
We're,
it now,
we're,
mate.
we're washed up, Steve.
That's
They don't want to hear us
Yeah.
anymore. We save ourselves for this sort of thing.
The
this
side
man
pod.
sort of thing. Yeah. We just like sitting back and just chilling and talking.
Talking
don't we?
rubbish.
That's what
That's
we
it,
kind of
mate.
specialise. Yeah, that's what we specialise in. I think we demonstrated that tonight, to be honest, mate. If we're honest, but yeah. Also,
Clock's,
not obviously
even
not
Clock's had a
to.
go this year, and Gary as well. So
Well,
shout out to
yeah,
them.
Clock and Gary.
yeah.
I commented
Shout out to them.
more before. I've probably commented less now than I have before. But I always had the race here and there. When no one is available, I'll just do one off. But I wouldn't consider myself as a commentator, really.
No, me neither.
I'm the race report writer. That's what I am.
You are. That's true.
Yeah.
But I've actually personally myself done a lot more commentary this season than I have done previously, and I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I've worked with some really great guys, had some really good chemistry with some guys in the com box, so it's been a lot of fun to do. Even though when I was back at my uni house, the connection wasn't overly friendly, but we still made the best of it. But yeah, massive thanks to everyone who's been doing comms this season. The league wouldn't be possible without them. They are such a huge part of the league, and a huge part for everyone else who watches it and interacts with the stream. I know that my Saturday nights wouldn't be the same throughout lockdown without the stream, so yeah, thank you to everyone for that. And now we are coming into the final few awards. We've still got 2 interviews to do, but we will interview those boys in a minute. The first award we've got 3 awards left actually. The first award to dish out here is the LO award for
Have we got him in yet?
we haven't got him in. No, I don't think he's joining us. I don't think he's joining us. He's not.
Oh, that's a shame.
Unless he's online. Is he online?
Let's have a look.
His name?
No,
But
no, he's on the
I
app.
don't think he is.
No, he's on the app.
Is he? I don't think he
That's-
doesn't actually know about this. I haven't
No,
told him about this
no.
because I wanted it purely to be a surprise. But
Well, I hope he's watching.
yeah, he will be watching. If he doesn't, if he's not watching, I'm sure he'll find out very soon. But the award is the LO Award for services to SLR, and we've given this award to SLR Freeman. Why have we given him this award? Well, he's an integral part of our league. He's a head admin in F2 and a head admin in Division 1 all at the same time.
Twitter.
He's the guy. He's in charge of Twitter. He is the guy who, if someone puts a question in the general or divisions chat, it's usually answered by him before they've even finished typing it.
Yeah, that is
So
true.
yeah, he is the man. yeah, his work rate is incredible. He's always there. He's an absolute badger in terms of, that's one word to describe him. He's always there, sticking his nose in it. He absolutely loves it, and we love him for it. So the winner for the
hang on.
Yellow Award for Services. Oh, go on.
No, I just want to say, mid-season, we had a few ups
Yeah.
and downs, and he was kind of in the thick of it, and it was to no fault of his own. So, and he stood up like a man, and he took it, and he moved on, and he showed his loyalty to us, and he showed his worth. So,
Yeah, and
I think as well. It'd be wrong to go into detail.
No,
about the
absolutely.
ins and
Yeah,
outs.
yeah.
But
absolutely.
no, I'm not gonna do that. But there is, Elo's aware of something particularly that happened that he played a part in, and if he had not acted in the way he had acted, it is probably safe to say the league would not be the same right now. It would not be as it is right now if he had not acted in the way he had acted. So some actions that he took and the way he dealt with really, really tricky situations have literally helped the league grow massively and just become a better and friendlier and just an all-round nicer place to be. And in terms of the admin group, just a better place to work, really, in terms of that's how you want to see it. So for us, obviously, he put so much time into it. He's always thereabouts. He does testing. He's tried his hand at commentating as well a few times. If we're a bit short on the comms team, he's always there. He's always open to doing it. He's a really, really good bloke. Sometimes he's a bit too enthusiastic, but you can't fault that. You can never fault enthusiasm. SLR Freeman wins the Elo Award for services to SLR. That now leads us on to the driver's driver of the season. Where do we start on that?
Well, start Div 3, innit?
yeah.
One of them, unfortunately, he can't be in the party, but we've already heard from him.
I'll do that one, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Well, no, only because it's my very good friend and teammate of last season. Probably not for next season because we didn't win the joint and we got to go in the draw. But the driver award, and just an all-round great guy, is SLR Gareth. So second award for the night for him, but well deserved, well earned, and
It's just quickly to point out a number of names. Obviously, I was collecting the votes from the Div 3 boys. There are a number of other names that got several votes, and some that were very close indeed. So it's important to mention the likes of Dark Xenon. We've already spoken to him, but he was there or thereabouts, as was Mr. Second Place in the Championship, SLR Neelix. He was unfortunate to miss out on the award, but he was very well recognised by his fellow colleagues. So congratulations to Gareth for winning Division 3 Driver's Driver of the season. Rightio. Div 2, Steve-O.
Sorry, mate. Did I take? I should let you do Div 3, shouldn't I? I forgot.
No, it's
My
alright.
fault,
No,
mate,
don't
my
worry.
fault.
No. It's nice for you to talk about Gareth.
Please
I'm
say-
sure he would appreciate it coming from you.
Please say clock, no, Steve. Please say clock.
Clock. No. Just to mention a few names that were.
His clock is rigged.
His clock is rigged. He did get a vote. He did get one vote, I think.
Yes.
Let me just bring up the list of who got which ones. So Clock was mentioned with a vote. Predators, Liam. In second place, Callum McKeon. So he was very close, and he was only 2 votes away from the winner of Driver's Driver, which was Beast. So UK Beast Assassin, congratulations, mate.
Cheers. Cheers to all the guys that voted for me, I guess. Didn't expect to win that one. Cheers.
How about Jimmy? You didn't expect to win. You're too
I thought it would be
modest.
Callum.
You are too. Well, no, Callum won Most Improved Driver of the season.
Oh,
and,
that's fair, yeah. That's understandable.
And something else that we will discuss in a few minutes' time. But Driver's Driver of the actual takes the opportunity to interview you now, mate. It's the perfect time. Your season has been a bit of a dream, really, isn't it? Really, you've just kicked on. Obviously, you had some decent pace at the start of the season, but really, you've just absolutely flown this season, and now find yourself going to SLR Elite next season. Try and, if you can, summarise your season for us, really, and pick out some of the highs and the lows.
Obviously, it started off pretty well, going second, first in the first 4 races, which obviously gave me a pretty decent buffer to second place. Then I had a bit of a shaky patch, couple of retirements and some poor finishes all the way up to like Silverstone. But then after that, you probably see the rise of Callum McKeown, or McEwan, should I say, who then pushed me even further. And then I got another couple victories in the late end of the season, including Abu Dhabi. And it was great season overall. I think if Smoke hadn't have moved up, it would have definitely been maybe not a different story, but a much tougher story.
I mean, you were already winning the championship, weren't you, when he left?
Yeah, I think it was pretty close.
Yeah, you were winning the championship.
Yeah.
You were, it was tight, but you were winning the championship when he moved up. Did it ever cross your mind that when he moved up, maybe you should have gone too?
Well, it maybe didn't cross my mind, but it might have crossed a few of yours.
No, I'm just asking because obviously Smoke moved basically voluntarily, really.
Yeah, no. I did think maybe I should go with him, but at the same time I thought I'm pretty new to league racing, so I just want to kind of settle in the kind of atmosphere of it instead of moving about.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That makes total sense. Obviously, you weren't dominating races when he moved. And to be honest, although you've won the championship by a fairly handsome margin, it wouldn't be really fair to everyone else to say you dominated the season, would it?
Sure.
Really, obviously you smashed a couple of races here and there, but you really had to work for your points this season, didn't you?
Yeah, like as you said, pick out a high point was Bahrain, when me, Jocko, and Crispy had a race-long battle. It literally, I can't think of a lap when first place didn't change. It was insane. But then, I don't know, to be honest, just ups and downs all the way through the season. But then, obviously, track dependent, and then I don't even know what I'm chatting about now.
No, sorry.
Fold it.
No, I'm just going to ask you about how you're feeling about next season. Because obviously the winner of Div 2 goes up, so you're going to be in SLR Elite next season.
Yeah,
how are you feeling?
Turning traction off, so going to challenge myself a bit further. But from the race we did today, It definitely seems a bit not faster, but just more enjoyable. Hopefully, I can kind of use that motivation to push myself a bit further and maybe beat the likes of Ham and Jam.
Yeah,
Ooh, watch out, boys.
Yeah, that's the attitude. That's what we want at SLR.
Well, considering the progress you've made, mate, since you joined the league, it would not surprise me to see you there or thereabouts, doing similar to what Smoke did this season, and being there or thereabouts next season. So, congratulations from all of us. Having raced against you, not had quite as many battles against you as I would have liked personally. Fully deserved, mate. Congratulations on your fantastic season and the championship, and congratulations on your Driver's Driver award.
Cheers to the drivers you've
Well done, mate.
Well done. And that takes us on to our Division 1 Driver's Driver of the season. No prizes really for guessing who this is. He is in the party. He how do I summarise it? Some would say he had luck on his side at times this season, but there's definitely been times where he hasn't had luck on his side. Brazil, for example, is a prime example of that. There's other incidents as well throughout the season. That's the one that comes straight to mind. But the Div 1 Driver's Driver of the season is Jamham, and of course championship winner. So congratulations on your award, mates.
Thank you.
I know we've already spoken well, we've heard you speak about the championship, or a little bit about the championship on Sunday night. But give us a proper rundown about it now. You've obviously won 2 championships in the same season, and obviously that's an achievement in itself. But I'd imagine Div 1 was the one you really set out to win at the start of the season, and it wasn't really until slightly later or towards the middle of the season we really started to see your pace. If you could summarise the season for us, that would be your season for us. That would be wonderful. Really nice to hear what your thoughts and feelings are on how the season has ebbed and flowed.
Yeah, just want to quickly say cheers to everyone that voted for me for Driver's Driver this season as well. But yeah, the season didn't get off to the best start for me. Didn't have the greatest of results, but I was sort of expecting that a little bit. I knew the first few tracks, especially China and Bahrain, weren't going to be some of my best. They never have been. I don't think they ever will be. But yeah, first win in Monaco. I guess you could say a bit of luck, but you've got to be in the right place to do it as well. I think that was probably the race Harry deserved to win, but I mean, there's only so much I can do. I ended up in a position to win the race, and thankfully for me that happened. And then yeah, that was sort of when my streak started. Obviously going on to win Canada and Austria and France and Britain as well. I think a bit of luck was involved in that, but I'd like to think you need to have the pace to be able to win the races anyway. The safety car can come out 5 times in a race, and you still need pace to be able to do it at the end. But I mean, it definitely helped me, but I don't think it was all down to that. And then yeah, I think just a consistent season on the whole. Not getting as many good results towards the end, having a few shaky races, USA and Brazil especially. But I mean, I ended up with 8 wins, I think it was, and that's the joint most I've ever had in a season in any league. And I think this was probably I wanted to win it at the start, obviously, maybe not expecting as much with some quick drivers in here, but I think this is probably my best league title, and it's the one that I'm going to cherish the most.
That's fair enough. Well, that's good to hear, mate. I just want to quickly ask you about the end of the season. Obviously, you've had a couple of shaky races, as you said. You obviously had that incident in Brazil. Would you say was the pressure getting to you a little bit, or was it just almost just your luck changed a little bit?
I think USA especially was just a bit unlucky for me. I got obviously that incident in qualifying, which meant I was starting like 16th or something, and then yeah, just a wrong strategy call really cost me there. If I'd pitted for the Inters, I think I would have won the championship there. But yeah, I think just a bit of bad luck and a bit of a mistake on my part. And then Brazil, I was just sort of going to try and keep it clean. I was in 3rd place for the whole of the first stint for over half the race, and I was just thinking, keep it clean, don't get involved in the fight for the lead, and just bring it home and win the championship. And then it started raining a little bit. I ended up in the pit exit behind Para, who was on Inters, and I was on the mediums, and that lost me about 5 seconds just on the pit exit alone, because he's just really struggling for grip. And then obviously ended up in the position where I think I maybe panicked a bit too much trying to do it that weekend. I think I saw Harry fighting for the lead and then stuck my nose in where I maybe shouldn't have. Should have just kept it clean and brought home a good result, and obviously in hindsight I would have won it there. But yeah, I think a bit of bad luck and maybe a bit of the pressure getting to me at the end.
Fair enough. Well, it's an honest assessment. I've just got one more question. I think some people will be burning to know the answer to. Obviously, throughout the season, some people have made some jokes or some remarks that you had a bit of luck on your side in regards to the safety car. Others would say you just played your strategy perfectly. What is your take on that, and how would you assess some of the situations that you've been put in this season, either fortunately or unfortunately?
I I can go for a bit of a run through if you want. I think the one in Canada, that was just a right strategy call mainly. The guys in front of me didn't pit, and then I ended up in a position where when it rained, I was out in the lead.
I remember this because I remember commentating quite a few of them in a row. I'm pretty sure it was when you equalled Presto and Dorsey's 5 in a row, was it?
Yeah.
Was it? So you've equalled the record for wins in a row. I do remember that, and that's pretty. Whatever, no matter what anyone says, you can only have so much luck on your side. You've got to have a certain amount of skill to win 5 races in a row. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just thought it was pretty important to mention that. Sorry, continue how you feel about what some people might say about your luck.
The next one was France, I think, the next race straight after. Messed up my quali. I was in P11 when I should have been comfortably in the top 10. And then I think Merckx, obviously with his connection problems, and unfortunate, he spun me. Well, it's AI spun me, and then I was last with no win, pitted, and then 2 safety cars came out, which helped me. I think I'd say that's the one race where the safety car probably won me the race. And then there was Austria after that. I had a battle with John for the whole race. There weren't any safety cars involved in that. I think that was just pure pace and being able to keep it within the white lines and not pick up penalties. Then there was Britain. I think that was the last one of my streak. Can't get my words out. My car crashed in quali, which happened quite a few times to me this season. Started P10. And, I fancied my chances for at least a top 5 start, because I'd gone quickest in Q2, and then my car decided it didn't want to drive anymore. And then, safety car came out on the first lap, so me and a few other guys pitted for the hards to the end, because we knew that was a viable strategy. And then I came out net P5, I think, and I just had to overtake people, and I think I had the pace on a few of them. And then obviously the safety car came out, not the safety car, so the game crashed or whatever, the service went down, and I just ended up in the position where I'd won the race after the red flag. But to answer your original question, I think the safety car only does so much for you. I don't want to sort of blow my own trumpet, bring myself up too much, but I think to win the championship, you've got to have the pace over the whole season. And I credit myself not always having the best quali pace. I think I only got 2 pole positions the whole season, but I always feel confident that I can get a good result in the race, and I think that's really showed.
Well, that's what it comes down to. You don't win any championships by being top in quali, mate. And like you said, there's only a certain amount of luck that can go your way in a particular season, and there's only so much a safety car can do for you. And credit to you for making the most of those situations and putting yourself in the right position at the right time. And obviously that's that's definitely contributed to you winning the championship. So from all of us and your fellow Div 1 colleagues, congratulations on your amazing season, winning 2 championships, and the joint constructors. So pretty much winning, and your constructors actually. So pretty much everything you could win, you've won.
Clean sweep.
So I think that's pretty impressive, to say the least. So congratulations, mate, on an unbelievable season. Well done.
Thanks, guys.
That finishes that one nicely. We've only got
one more, haven't we?
I believe only one more award left to give.
I think you're right.
This is the admins. We haven't got any interviews for this, folks. We'll just quickly rattle this off. This is the admins driver of the season, voted by the admins in their division. We'll start with Division 3. The winner is actually SLR ST20H. So Scott Ferguson, the winner of the Division 3 admins driver of the season award. So congratulations to Scott. He takes home that award. Division 2 admins driver of the season seemed pretty unanimous, if I may say so myself. We've already spoken to him earlier on in the evening, But the Division 2 Admin's Driver of the Season award is in fact SLR McEwen or McKeon or however he goes by. We'll just you know who I'm talking about. So he wins the Div 2 Admin's Driver of the Year award, and finally the final award for the Division 1 Admin's Driver of the Year award goes to someone we've literally just spoken to. It was yet again another unanimous decision. And obviously it wasn't unanimous because he couldn't vote for himself, but by the other boys it was pretty unanimous. So Jamham takes the Admin's Driver of the Season award. Just to put the cherry on top, mate. I think, and that's it.
Yeah.
That is it. That's the conclusion of all of the awards. We've still got. It's just as I say that the viewing figures go down a little bit. That's expected. Thanks for tuning in, folks. We've
had good figures all stream, haven't we?
Yeah, no, we have. Yeah,
Really
no,
good.
we have. But thanks for everyone for watching.
Yeah.
It's been almost 2 hours long. Thanks to Steve-O and
my pleasure.
Clock. It's been
very enjoyable.
Really, really good fun. This isn't the first time me and Clock have done this, is it?
No.
This is the this is the 4th time now. Actually, no, it's not. We didn't do it for season 2.
No,
did we?
third time.
Exactly. Season 2 was a bit weird. It was.
It was a half
I
season.
don't know. Yeah, it was.
Or,
It was
just over a half
strange.
season.
11 races,
It was
wasn't
a
it? Yeah.
strange season. It was a season, but at the same time it wasn't, because yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter what happened in season 2 by now. No point explaining that.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course not. But thank you for these boys for jumping in with me. Thank you to everyone really for the everyone for their participation and effort this season, from the drivers all the way up to my fellow league owners and everyone in between. Unbelievable effort from everybody. The stewards turn up regularly on a Tuesday night, looking at clips for sometimes 3 hours until about 11 o'clock at night, and having heated debates for clips. I think I can remember at least a couple of clips where we've debated for just over an hour on one particular clip. Trying to think of some other examples here. Clock, help me out. Obviously we've had a lot of admin debates, and a lot of decisions that have had to be made, and a lot of difficult decisions that have had to be made by along the way. But some of the action on track and the interaction we've had with people on social media and on Twitch and YouTube, so on and so forth, has been unbelievable. It's been fitting, really, that we've hit 500 Twitch followers on this stream, which is wonderful. I think Clock's quite tired, actually. Clock seems quite tired, which is fair enough. He's what, 2 hours ahead of us? Are you 2 hours ahead of us?
Nah, 1 hour.
1 hour. So it's almost midnight for Clock, so it's well past his bedtime.
Yeah, I went up 5:30 this morning as well, so I gotta go up that time tomorrow as well. Maybe that's today now.
That's not. It had to be.
But, I'll sacrifice
but
my sleep for SLR. It's fine.
That's it.
There you go. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much it. Thanks to everyone for all their amazing hard work this season. Thank you to Clock and Steve-O for jumping in with me tonight. It's been really, really good fun. The most organised we've ever been for an end of season stream. So thanks to Steve-O for putting the.
There you go.
Thanks to Steve-O for putting the organising touch on it. Otherwise, me and Clock would be just clutching at straws. Thank you to.
It was nice to finally get to
thanks
this side of the stream, as it were, because I've watched everyone.
Yeah, I think
it was nice to actually get this side, so it's good. Thanks.
I think the season 1 format that we're just thinking of the awards on the spot. I think that was a great format. Great structure during the stream.
Can we not?
To be honest though, I think we did really well to even complete that with no preparation whatsoever.
Surely we did something. I can't remember it. I just remember.
Nah,
just
but we like
doing
wrote
awards.
what awards we were going to have, and then we kind of started the stream with it.
Right, great. Okay. Well,
But,
yeah, we've had a lot of change this season. Yeah, obviously a new LO, so it's a pretty big thing in the new division. And yeah, we'll see you all on the new game. We've obviously got a lot of other events going on in between now and then, with your own respective divisions, and we'll probably have a few other invitations.
And the
in
side
between.
pod. Side pod carries on
And
next week.
obviously the side pod.
As we've taken
Don't forget
over it.
about the side pod. Steve-O's highlight of the week.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
He's, I bet,
Yeah, we've got,
I bet he's really got it now. There's no quiz this week. It's the,
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Oh,
the thing
yeah,
that
of
makes
course.
Steve's week. It's the clock's quiz.
Clock's quiz, gotta have it. Yeah.
yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah, that is the highlight. But yeah, I think that's it. We'll leave it there, folks. Almost 2 hours into the stream. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching tonight. Has there been some good interaction in the stream chat, Steve-O?
Yes, there has. Yes, lots of it, but I haven't read any of it out. So, but there has been there's been really. Well, I haven't had a chance, have I? But there's been some really good interaction between all the people, the usual suspects, as it were, and a lot of the ones that you mentioned for the fans was watching as well. So that was good to see. A lot of hearts
that's
going
good,
up and a lot of support.
I'm
so
glad.
it's great.
I'm
Great
glad
to
they
see.
saw that.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
So really good.
Yeah, and obviously, yeah, congratulations to
Oh,
all
and
of our award
sorry,
winners.
can I just say, Scott said his award was well deserved. His Adams award.
Scott,
So,
humble as ever.
yeah.
Yes.
He also
Yeah,
said
yeah.
he also said Gareth's award was fixed. So
Wow.
he's he's all over the place.
Scott said a few too many WKDs by the sound of it. Gonna have to leave it there. Yeah, obviously congratulations to all of our award winners. Thank you to everyone who's managed to jump in the party, even though those of them who were racing at the time, and everyone even though those who weren't. It's been lovely to get a different perspective on things. Obviously, thanks again to Clock and Steve-O.
And to you for hosting, mate. Well done. Good job, as
Cheers.
always.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah.
Too kind, too kind. Anyway, yeah, thanks, guys. We will speak to you. Well, actually, when's the next stream going to be? We're not going to be for a little while, I don't think. We've got a weekend off this week from racing, giving everyone a bit of a rest. But I think the next time I should be on will probably be in a week's time for the side pod. We might have something. We might have an invitation or something in between,
try and
but
do
nothing
something.
planned. Nothing planned. Just have a bit of time off, folks. So I think we'll see you next Wednesday for the side pod. But stay tuned for anything in between. Yeah, thank you for watching tonight. We will speak to you soon. Good night.
Cheers. Bye-bye.